Adam Morgan.
We're live.
Yes, we
Would
are.
You look at that. We are live for the second half of the season here in Chicago Paddle. I am Matt McClure alongside Sean Albrecht, and as per usual, Cal Noble is in the booth, which is the perfect place for him to be. Thank you for joining us.
A little late with the music cue there,
I think
Coach.
it was great.
I'm sorry.
I think it's fine. You know, it's always a little bit of chaos when matches get started, especially in the second half. You know,
Yes.
People are just kind of rolling in, getting going, but this is exciting. Thanks for joining us here on the CPTC live stream network. We got a fun match tonight. We are at Sunset Ridge. This is a Series 6 match against Lakeshore Sport and Fitness.
Yes.
Down in the downtown city region.
Part of the north side of Chicago.
Yeah, so pretty stoked to get a second half of paddle in here. How was your break, Shar?
You know, it was fantastic, Coach, and I don't know if you can hear me okay over the fantastic. No, it's okay. Enough with the music. I'm sorry. I just, can we start over?
I liked it.
No, I was just going to say when the CPTC decided to come out and get the two of you guys, they had to settle on me. So, okay, who else can we can't, not Sean.
It's okay. I only gave up a couple percentage points to bring you on.
No, my break was great. How was yours, sir? It was really good.
It was good. You know, it was a little chaotic, as you know, I've got the 5 children, which is awesome in a lot of ways around the holidays. But then somehow, simultaneously, that just means your chances of getting sick during that break are 100%. Yep.
Yeah.
So
exponentially.
You know, but we're all recovered now, and everybody's back in action, and it's all the usual good stuff. So stoked for a second half of a paddle season here.
Yeah.
The other thing that's actually been cool is not having any significant bad weather. So I don't know if there's purists out there that are like, it's not really fun without snow on the ground. I'm basically like, you know what, we build that up occasionally, so I think it's fine if we were to have a season where
not as much
there was
snow.
Perhaps a little bit less. Yeah.
Congrats, you just jinxed us. We're going to get like a snowmageddon.
If we get just absolutely, blizzard conditions for the rest of the season, it's my fault, and I will gladly take all blame.
Gladly.
And be run out of town.
I would gladly lick. Anyway, so sorry, that was Paul called for. But no, you're right, and it's actually kind of pleasant for paddle because it's just cold enough where it's actual paddle, if you don't mind my saying so.
Yeah.
But it's not so cold where you're just like, wow, I'm gonna. Because you look at some of the people out there, and they're not even warming up in any kind of vest or jacket. They just got a pullover on.
Yeah, I always joked that when paddle stops being fun, when you have to wear your gloves and your paddle mitt for the entire match. You know what I mean? It's fine if you warm up and then you can shed some clothes and no big deal. But if it's 6 degrees and the whole thing is about somehow surviving, the match, perhaps it's a little bit less entertaining at that point.
Yes, the snow or the condensation freezes on your whiskers is the
Yeah.
That's the key right there. So I try to keep whiskers with me at all times.
We should do a quick player introduction. Over here closest to the camera is Lakeshore Sport and Fitness. This is Adam Moore here on the deuce side of the court. And on the ad side over there serving is Alec Manning right here in front of the camera. That's a little blast from the past for me, as I feel like I've had him on the court as a junior in some capacity. But and then over there on the far side in the green, Jeff Ponko on the deuce side, and then in the blue, Matt Anderson.
Seen Matt Anderson before on the telecast.
We've seen Matt Anderson before, and he also looks an awful lot like that guy who starred in Community and On the Soup. What was his name?
Yes.
I'm going to pull it eventually.
I will, yes. I can figure that out. But
I'll get there. But he's just a more handsome version of the TV star.
Yes. No, and we don't mind saying that. We're secure in saying that because some people don't have enough guts to say that somebody's handsome. I think you absolutely have to. Yes, when that's handsome. When you're forced to say it, that's handsome. Sorry I was late today, by the way. Not that it matters. I feel like Harry Carey telling a completely meaningless story during the broadcast. Let's talk about the sponsors first.
But that's what I do. We certainly appreciate our sponsors for the leagues here in Chicago. Viking, Illinois Bone and Joint, and Wintrust. making it possible for us to bring some paddle live streams to you on a almost weekly basis, which has been pretty excellent.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize how much I missed you guys over the break until I saw you as we all walked into Sunset Ridge, and then once we started setting up, I was like, okay, that's enough.
You know, Coach Matt's really in touch with his feelings in the new year here. People are handsome, and he missed us. Cal, I don't mind getting closer to him. You might want to keep your distance, though. He's a right-hander. You know?
Well, Sunset Ridge opens up the taps at 4 o'clock, so we're all in a very good place.
Well, I was going to say I had tried to get my oil changed, and I don't mean that as a euphemism. I mean literally got my oil changed, but and when I say oil, I was going to say Earl because
I think that's one too many layers
because
of confusion for people, Sean.
Exactly. I've been talking to a lot of people from the southern part of the country, so I just say Earl, and I'm using the word tarnation a lot now. I don't know if that's a clue.
I think the key is how natural your y'all sounds. If you can drop it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can drop it in conversation without sounding like a northerner.
Exactly, which I don't think I'll ever not be a northerner. So this promises to be a pretty competitive match here. I didn't check the standings, Coach. I probably should have, and I like to admit my malfeasance on the air. In other words, if I didn't do something, I just tell you right off the bat I was irresponsible. But I didn't check the standings, so I really don't know whether what the standings are with each of these two teams right now. Whether this is a crucial match, but to me, they're all crucial. Am I wrong?
At this point in the season, I feel like you're sort of re-engaging after a break.
Yep.
Maybe not everybody got to play as much as they would have liked to with a few, with a couple of weeks off, and so you do sort of give yourself hopefully a bit of a pass at the second half start.
Exactly.
So to speak.
It's hard to say that you're in mid-season form when there is a break. Because sometimes
good point.
You know what I mean? You get the break, and all of a sudden you kind of have to warm up a little bit more. But I think these guys, they look like they really haven't missed a step. So, and there's still some chalk from an earlier class on the court. So if you do forget a few things over the break, you've got a few reminders.
Yeah, that's the roadmap to success right there. I think the downside that I used to yell at students about was they would say something about how the match went, and if it happened to correlate with what the drill was for that week, I would be like, there was still chalk on the court from the activity.
Yeah, maybe
so
one
the fact that you
can. That.
I mean, it's fine if you lose to something that wasn't written down that you could have used to cheat, but it's unacceptable. Oh, we were just out of position all the time. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure if you look down, there's circles all over the court where you're supposed to stand. So
one day we'll work on that.
I'm a little nervous.
Oh yeah, that's right. We just did 3 weeks in a row. So anyway, it takes me a long time for reading comprehension too. So
see if we can get in here.
Exactly.
Write some kind of cheat sheet.
Totally. So, but anyway, no, perfect night. Sunset Ridge, beautiful place here in Northfield, historic Northfield. Since 1923, Sunset Ridge has been here.
I also can see the windscreens.
Trying to be subtle.
No.
Once again, unsuccessful.
I like it. So this is their centennial.
Yes.
I should ask Peter what they've got planned.
I was just going to say, Coach Burka.
I suspect it's going to be a big open party across the board that anyone is welcome.
Well,
to
they looked like there was some type of huge construction going on as we came.
Yeah, they're redoing that side of the facility. That's where I know the tennis shop was over there, along with some other stuff, and so it looks like that's all getting redone.
That's always exciting.
Construction is always exciting.
Well, as they say, it's the other way around. It's the destination, not the journey.
Right.
When it's construction, nobody likes that part of the whole thing. Some people like it, which I just
it's supposed to be finished in March, which means it's going to be finished in October.
Of 25. Yeah, I mean, I'll make fun of the contractors. What do I know? I don't build a wall out there, for crying out loud. I can't build anything else. So, well, again, we're happy to be back. And again, a beautiful evening. What about 30, maybe 38 degrees right now? Just a touch of wind.
Just ready to get started.
Should I bring the track in again, Coach?
I think you should.
No, it's okay. All right, here we go. So we're going to get underway here. Matt Anderson.
This is exciting. Joel McHale to serve.
Sunset Ridge. Very good.
I knew I'd get it eventually.
Good job. That's good knockdown. Yep. Waterfall. 2 in a row. Usually you don't change directions with the waterfall, but that was
Matt is just tall enough to really cause some potential problems with that little waterfall if you can get it to really
sit down. You know what?
Buried in the corner.
Exactly. Not bad from Alec there. Almost pulled that in there. It's all right. So because he was a former student, do you take responsibility?
Yeah, it's my fault. Yeah,
because I do the same thing.
Yeah, if he doesn't win this match, I'm rejecting all credentials, past and future.
Well, my favorite students are the ones who come back and blame me for the. Like I already feel bad enough about it. You know, it's your fault.
Yeah, they send you a text just to let you know that it's not going the way that they wanted.
Yeah. It's going to work.
Yeah, nice dig.
I know. Wow. Took kind of a seam bounce. He still got it back.
Yes, this is a nice, comfortable, smart pace to start a match back from the second half of the season. I have to go fix that tripod. It must have tilted on me.
So I think it's kind of avant-garde. I kind of dig it. But, you know, that's just me. And that bottle, if we keep, you know, if we actually partake in that bottle, we'll not even notice later. So that he just set down there. So, all right, so Sunset Ridge gets first, strikes first, I should say, draws first blood. You name the cliche, I'm going to use it. All right. All right, 15 love.
I feel like it's been years since I've been on here. 15 love, you say. We've got the venerable Adam Moore serving.
Yep.
This bucolic country club we find ourselves in.
You know, we all love that. That's the word for the year for 2023. I decided bucolic. Great dig. These guys are using the screens for what? There
nice
we go.
Volley.
Little chicken wing. Nice. He's just going for the whole hill there.
That's a little big.
And why not?
I like it that he went after it, though.
Exactly.
It was high enough.
I think we got 30 love here. What a great return.
Yeah. Level swing.
Jeez,
right there.
I was feeling pretty good about Adam Moore's serve there, but Ponko seemed to have no.
Apparently not.
He was not impressed with it. That was a little better kick. So 40-15. Goes wide and finds the nick.
Nice.
He just got to bottle that serve up.
Right out of the corner. All right,
All right, bamboo
sticks.
shoots. Yeah.
Bamboo shoots.
I try to go with something. Yeah, I don't know. Bamboo shoots. All right, so our first fault of the evening. I just jinxed the poor guy. Sorry, Jeff.
That's okay.
That's
you know
my
what?
fault.
You all get a couple at the beginning of the second half.
Just to get the rhythm going.
Yeah.
There we go.
Really to find your sweet spot.
That's the idea. Besides, I enjoy digging a love 30 hole and then trying to dig out of it.
It's a good shift and drive to the middle there for Alec.
Yeah. That's all you, Coach, right there.
Smart, taking full credit. I don't know.
I'll give it to you.
Oh, just drifted wide off of the let cord.
All right.
So 2-1.
Yep. 2-1 Lakeshore Sport and Fitness. Lakeshore Sport and Fitness are the Runnin' Rebels, I believe they're called. I'm making that up. I don't think they are. I'm not sure what the mascot for Lakeshore Sport and Fitness is, but we're going to say Runnin' Rebels. Alec Manning to serve for Lakeshore. Just gives you an idea of how cool it is when you're able to serve up the tee like that. on command, and he tried to do it again. I jinxed him that time. What kind of announcer does stuff like that to his audience? I guess you could call it to players. Great first volley. All right. And join us on the mic there, our venerable Cal Noble. Fantastic. Newly single Cal Noble, ladies. And,
Wow. That is uncalled for.
All right, you got the score, don't you? It's 30-all?
Yes.
All right, just making sure.
Oh, well, who do you think I am? I'm a professional. I get paid by the hour.
That is the sign right there, professional. Great overhead. I mean, talk about perfect pace. Again, you
should open a business with that overhead.
Bottle up, yeah, bottle it up.
Or don't, because
you'll get some VC money if nothing else. 40-30. Good leave. And a 3-1 lead quickly by the running Rebs.
Where did those bamboo shoots go?
There are 4 of them. They're just kind of lined up, kind of lopsided on one side of the scores table. Right now, by the way, it's entertaining to watch not only the match, but Coach Matt out there fixing the tripod, which has a tendency to go a little awry every so often. Anyway, 3-1 Sunset, or as you say, serving at 1-3 is Sunset Ridge and Matt Anderson. It's a good drive. Nice pickup. Not easy to do. Good pace. Good teamwork. Nice job there, Coach. That's a great drive.
What a ball.
So you get an idea, for those of you playing at home, so to speak, because I don't ever understood that phrase. Nobody's really playing at home. Those of you watching from home or wherever you're at, just goes to show you don't have to hit your drive a million miles an hour. That was just a perfect placement from Adam Moore, that last backhand. It just pretty much rode with the pace.
It's a nice dig.
It is.
Controlled lobs there.
Good one-timer. That was a tough one. It was going to be tough anyway. He made it look kind of easy. There's that drive again I'm talking about. A little long. Again, not a huge backswing, but very effective. And it's not a poke because he's actually taking a backswing. I love that shot.
Smart.
When I say I love it, I mean literally I will write love letters to that shot, Coach. Another one. Oh, didn't get a shoulder turn on that.
Nice try. Is that 30-all?
It is, no, that would be 15-30. I believe it's
15-30,
15-30,
okay.
yeah. It was 15-30. Good
Nice
serve.
serve.
A nice kick on that one.
Got up out of his strike zone pretty
betcha.
quickly.
Anderson with a little action on that thing, 30-all. Oh, I'll climb back into it. Going wide. Mr. Vegas. Gotta love it. 30-40. Kind of a crucial point here. Good first volley. Phenomenal. Good knock. He's got a pretty good touch on that. Oh, it's a great. Oh.
It's a nice shift to the
Kinda,
middle.
exactly. Just kind of jumped at it. Maybe you stay on the ground a little bit more. Deuce.
Yep. Trying to smooth it out.
Yep. That's a cool return.
Yeah, I like that. That little push drive, especially as the temperature starts to drop, if you can get a ball to just kind of dip below the net, even ever so slightly.
No question. Take it early. Kind of throws off a rhythm a little bit. Nice screen drive.
Good ball.
That's definitely, what a get. No way, get in. Oh,
nice try there from Alec on the recovery.
That's a super waterfall. Got to give that one to Anderson
great shot.
there. Oh.
Good stuff.
Back to Deuce. Again. Oh, I love the
Good
blitz.
hands.
He's there.
Good hands.
There's some.
Oh, what a dig!
You know something? I think you got to give it to him. It looked like it hit the edge of the line, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't have a front row seat.
Yeah, that
but
was
that looked
sneaky.
unbelievable.
Great shot.
He's got, you know what? No wonder he was a McClure student. There's the McClure speed right there. The Mach 4.
That's clearly not something you can teach, but
Yeah, it's not
something that you should always take credit for.
Matt Clure, it's Mach 4. Mach 5. Somewhere in between there. Back
Like
to
the
Deuce.
razor?
Exactly. The extra blade, yes. The extra blade. Daywalker. All right, so, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Media child here. It's a good matchup here, Coach.
Yeah, I like it. Not seeing anything so big and out of control at this early part in the season, which is always nice on a great drive.
Yeah.
And always nice, like, after a break, because sometimes, you know, you can come back off of hiatus and just be a little bit off and play too
Impatient.
fast.
Uh-oh.
You know, and accelerate.
Yes.
Of course,
Yeah.
I, of course, did that to Joel McHale. That was my fault. I apologize.
Now he's going to talk about it on the soup.
Yeah, so that's going to take us to
4-1.
4-1, I think.
4-1.
For
Yes. Lakeshore
Sport and Fitness.
The Running Rebels.
I like it when clubs tell you exactly what they're about in their title.
Yes.
That should be something that more clubs do.
Because fitness has absolutely nothing to do with sport, Coach.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. You should be very aware that those are two not related things.
By the way, I am not ripping on Sport and Fitness. It's a great club.
In any
Seriously,
capacity.
Not at all. Not at all. Wonderful. I know the tennis director there very, very well. It's a great club. So please understand that's just bad humor on my part. Look at him.
Nice.
The tomahawk. Breaking
Good
it out for the
stretch
new
there.
year.
By
Oh,
Jeff, that's tough.
it's too bad you don't get style points for that one because Ponko, I'm sorry, man. He just that's a 10.5.
He was up in the air.
That was beautiful. All right, 15 love. Good pick. Oh, yeah, he's there. Good position, too. Just in case you get a little St. Nick, get over there. Yep, he's there. Look at that Manning kid, sneaky quick. Oh, it's a great waterfall. Good dig.
Nice.
Nice try.
Oh, I like the thought.
I know, going for the style.
It is a great idea after somebody has to dig out a waterfall to be thinking drop shot.
Funny thing is,
that ball
doesn't even
comes
have
out
to be
short.
that good. He was really trying to make it. Oh, he's there. He's there. Whoa. All right,
Now, what is home court advantage, Sean? Because
clearly it's working for Sunset
Somebody has said before that, you know, that looks like a little home court advantage. Not sure exactly what they mean by that.
Well, generally, Coach, it does. Well, look at this. Look at the
Nice.
dig.
Oh, that's a great point.
Took a little divot with that one, too.
Yep.
doesn't-
Couple low digs here.
He doesn't have to replace it because he's playing home court.
Sunset.
Yeah, if you take a divot out there and you're the visiting team, you have to replace it. What a drive. I mean, Anderson, that thing dipped. My God, that was amazing. That was guacamole. He just fell off the table. Pick. Again.
Oh, and he finds the nick.
Tell you what. So Adam Moore has found the nick maybe 2 or 3 times already, not even out of the first set. A couple on the serve and a couple on the cross serve.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
I think he's on steroids.
Not a bad idea. Aren't we all? Not a bad idea for the screen drive from Ponko. Maybe just keep your feet.
Yeah, so far it's not. I mean, you're not seeing bad decisions.
No.
You know, maybe a little
Execution.
maybe overplaying it a little bit. But I
again.
mean, it's just not. Yeah, that's tough.
Exactly. Adam Moore just on fire with the nick. He is at 1. I don't mean to go Matrix on everybody, but he is,
Is that
Morpheus.
was that game?
Yes, it is. And it is 1-5. And now he's just swinging free now.
Feeling relaxed.
Very much so. I think you've mentioned this many times, Coach, because let's face it, I've been on the court enough. Some stuff sinks in with me, not a lot. Mostly it's the whining from the members. Oh, that was just on.
That always sinks in for everyone.
No. But I love all the members, even the whiners. And I don't mean that as a last name. I mean actual W-H-I. Their last name.
But what about the winos, Sean?
Well,
Don't they deserve love
my
too?
Family. Okay. All right. Ponko's in a little bit of trouble here, maybe? No, it's 15-all. He's all right. Good serve. Sometimes right up the middle of the box is the best serve.
Yep.
Because literally you're just going to have to either get out of the way, depending on where you're standing. So that was a very intelligent serve by Jeff. Oh, beautiful drive.
Good position
from Alec
there.
Manning. Yeah. I'll make him hit the chicken wing there.
Yeah.
All right, 30-all. Still in it. Again. Oh, there you go.
Good hands.
Okay, nobody's that quick. Great feel on the volley. You hit it too hard, actually gives Manning a chance at that one, but Matt Anderson just hit it hard enough. Perfect. So they got to gain point here to stay in the set. Good first volley. Yeah. Dig off the backhand side. He's strong. That's not easy to do. Look at that drive. Oh, this got some depth on it. Oh.
A little deep. That's a good point there.
Really good, and a very, very intelligently played game by Ponko and Anderson.
A smart hold, yeah.
No question about it.
Didn't do anything with too much, some small adjustments.
Exactly.
Nothing incredibly crazy. Just the opposite that I would have played.
Exactly. So the solar flares of Sunset Ridge have, I don't know, I was making that up. I don't know what their mascot is. Anyway.
It'll be great if we just make up a different mascot for every club for the rest of the season.
Hey, don't you play for the Solar Flares? Who said that?
Oh, yeah, the Solar Flares.
The
Lakeshore Sport and Fitness Badgers continue to...
That might work better than Running Rebels. I don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah. Good exchange here. Why didn't he find the nick there? He's due.
Sport and Fitness Spitfires.
Nice. What to get? That's perfect.
Nice
Speed.
volley.
Look at the speed.
Good dig by Matt. Oh, yep.
And the crowd is loving it.
That is a great point.
Getting
they just got a little excited.
Exactly.
A little overexcited with how there was causing some chaos in the point.
Low 15.
Nice volley. Right on the line. That's
Great
tough.
Hands. Wow. I don't think he can drive it any better than that from Anderson. I think just Adam Moore just.
Yep, that was smart from Adam to just really do nothing with the volley except make contact.
It's a great lob. Man, is he fast getting back. I thought that lob was, he probably was supposed to do a little bit better with that. Jeff Ponko's lob was really nice, but Manning just gets back so fast.
I think that that's usually a big part of it is if you have somebody who's sort of a quick mover, they can put a lot of pressure.
Goes lefty.
That was good. They can put a lot of pressure on somebody with their movement where, like, they're hitting a good lob, but
Absolutely.
Alec is getting back in position so quickly that it's not giving anybody an opportunity to, like, have extra space on the drive.
Exactly.
So then you see them missing some drives because they're trying to make it perfect, but he's right on top of the net.
Exactly. Proof that you can force an error by your position.
Under the right circumstances.
Absolutely. Oh, that might. Oh, he's going to play it.
Yeah, I think
was
it
probably
the right
going
call.
in.
Yeah.
All right, we're at deuce.
Little spun. Great drive, good volley.
Wow, the hands.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with Jeff on that one. I would have thought that maybe getting the outside edge of the body would have had a little bit more of an advantage. And first set to Lakeshore Sport and Fitness. That was a good one.
It was.
Relatively quick, but, you know, we'll see if we can get a little bit more action for you after this word from our sponsors.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And
Illinois Bone and Joint Institute is the best choice for orthopedic care. Our walk-in Ortho Access clinics provide treatment by orthopedic specialists without a trip to the ER. With evening and weekend hours, we provide your family with excellent care when it matters most. Visit ibji.com to find an Ortho Access.
All right. Let's see if we're back here. I just figured we'd jazz it up in the second half here. I don't know what I'd like to throw in this. You know, I'm trying to do this, and the reason why I'm not saying it just because Coach Pete's here, but we just want to welcome to the microphone the director here, the RAC Sports director, Coach Pete Burka. Peter, how are you, man?
Great, doing great. Thanks for having me, and looking forward to critiquing some paddle, watching, and giving some feedback on things. And
look at that.
Yeah, here we go. Underway, second set.
We were talking before, and it was a lot closer than the first set indicated. What a get, maybe. Get out. I can't believe he pulled that out.
Okay, wait, did you see the way he just hit that?
Yes, I know.
We would need to do a slow-mo on that one.
I wish we could. Yeah, at this point, I'm not sure we're even capable of doing that. And I don't mean capable like we can't do it.
Right.
I mean, we're not even
capable,
set up for it.
Right.
But anyway, no, wow, that was unbelievable.
I'm not sure you teach it that way.
No.
I'm going to say it in all the ways you would teach a screen, it might be the last way. But he made it.
He made it. I think he just got a weird
incredible.
bounce. Yeah. It's just nothing, no substitute for athletic ability, I think.
Yeah, we're going to have to ask him about that later.
No question. Anyways, 15-all, we're back. That is Alec Manning just hitting the ball right there.
Yep.
And right there would be Adam Moore. And just hitting the overhead there is Jeff Ponko. And to his right is Matt Anderson. And both those guys play for Sunset Ridge, so it is, once again, Sunset Ridge. You guys have a mascot. I was saying you guys are the solar flares or something. I don't know what to call it. But
or like, some clubs, like I think Winter Club has the polar bear.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we do not have an official mascot.
All right.
But
wow, he bought that one.
We got the shield.
I like it.
Shield there
I
in the
like
background,
it. You know what? That's really hot, so to speak. And that my endorsement means nothing. But that's not the point. Is that's real hot. So the Sunset Ridge Shield versus, and I was saying the Running Rebels of the Lakeshore Sport and Fitness. I don't even know if that's right. Threw that in.
Sounds right. They're running all over the Chicagoland, being one of the furthest from the action. But
exactly. What a get.
Yeah, this is. I think, I always say there's only one thing you can do quick in paddle, and that's win quick. If you lose quick, things got to change.
Exactly.
And so I think that, I know you said that score in that first set closer than it
closer than it looked. Yeah.
But I think that the critical thing here is that that Matt and Jeff, get off to a good start, get this. I always say, never underestimate the 1-0 or 2-1 leads early in a set. I'm not kidding.
I love that.
And
You're right.
Those are critical. They can kind of relax you. They can give you, it's scoreboard pressure.
Sure.
It's not major scoreboard pressure, but at least it's something.
Yep.
And it can work. You can work your way into a set much easier.
Absolutely.
But I think that,
Just dig.
you could always argue this is a great point.
It is.
40-30. Maybe on this one.
I like the way he hit it a little harder that time off the first screen, just because he's been pretty much left it in there.
Great
awesome
touch.
Point. There
Great
we go
touch.
on the board.
Yeah, that is a nice shot by Matt Anderson into the corner, soft screen. I always say on the soft ones too, if you can get it there, because what's the natural instinct of a soft screen? Well, you're going to cut it off.
Right.
But if someone's maybe a little further out of position or hesitates, and you actually get it there, now you've gone from maybe 50-50 to, or even less than that, I should say, if it goes screen. But your percentages go way up once it gets to that screen.
No question about it. And I think, by the way, it's not too cold out there, so it can get a little lively, but I don't think it's going to be really huge. And they're not ripping the ball this way. Good leave there. I thought that was going to drop for
really,
Jeff.
I agree. Good eye.
All right, 15 love. Thinking. So, by the way, I'm looking at 19. What a shot! He's tomahawking early there.
Yeah.
He played that. Was that in there? Wow.
This
He's
ball,
going to get the Sportsmanship of the Year award right there.
Yeah, that was
because
close.
It looked, anyway, so I noticed in 1923, you guys got a centennial coming up.
Yeah, we do. You're absolutely right. Next summer, or sorry, this summer.
Yeah.
Now that we're after the new year, we're going to be celebrating it in June, July, August, kind of maybe like an all summer thing, and yeah.
That's awesome.
That is,
I noticed, I should say we, because Matt noticed it too, some construction going on.
Yep.
As we pulled into the club. What's that all about?
Yeah, there's a beautiful facility being built over there. It's going to house, we'll have the tennis shop and for the tennis and pickle, but it's going to have a fitness center.
Awesome.
And like a kind of an upper deck fitness center. They're looking east
Beautiful.
to the tennis courts, looking north to the golf course, and then also it's going to have there'll be a connection to the pool there because it's also a pool house, locker rooms. You can view it.
Jeez, great point, by the way. Yeah, it looks huge.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of one of a kind. I mean, I do think the trend of a lot of country clubs is going to be in that direction, but it's there's the pool on one side, then the building, and then the tennis pickle on the other side. Fitness is part of it.
Amazing.
Fitness center, locker rooms. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
Looking
forward to it.
fitness idea.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to open. I think they're open by the end of May, beginning of June. So,
wow,
it's exciting
that is
stuff.
Exciting. Are we at bamboo shoots all around here? Yes, we are. 1-all.
Yep.
Good first
Yeah,
volley. That was not an easy ball.
Most important shot in the game, in
did
my
it again.
opinion. He did use that shot again. So, maybe opportunity for a lesson.
Exactly. He missed it. He missed it though this time, just for the record.
And is that surprising? Maybe not, right? Because that's a tough way to go there a little bit. All right, 15-all?
Exactly. And he's been freewheeling it on the drive, forehand drive that is. It's a good lob.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That's a good move.
Really good move.
The breakdown at that point it starts from the player on the right at the net. If you're shifting too far to the left in the middle and not giving that ball to your partner and swinging it, it changes things. It induces a shift, and then it opened up that blitz for Alec.
Very good. You're right. Yeah, no question about it.
All right. We've got this 30-all. This is a big point.
It is.
I was just
going to say.
I think the flow that I've noticed so far in watching, before I jumped on with you guys was, the holds have been a little faster for Lakeshore Sport and Fitness.
Yeah.
On the far side there, and then we're grinding a little more on this, and that's okay. It happens, but it just means that this point, a point like this, ends up being big. We do not want to be down a break if they've been holding quickly.
Absolutely.
On that side. We can't afford it right now. We got to keep the scoreboard pressure on.
Not a horrible idea. Just maybe make it a little too
exactly.
perfect there.
Maybe exactly. Going from maybe the A plus, A plus, A minus drop shot. Maybe a B minus does there.
Yeah.
Or does it there. And I always say this. I want to clarify one thing on drop shots. When you throw it a B minus and they run it down, you haven't hurt your team. As long as it's not sitting up, you pulled them out of position.
That's the key.
And maybe you win it on the next one.
That's so. Oh, tell you what, when you're rolling, you're rolling.
Yeah.
But that's such sage advice. You're absolutely right, Coach. It's like sometimes it doesn't mean yes, there's a winner. There aren't that many winners hit in paddle anyway.
Exactly. It's just I always say sports is about moving people. You're just trying to. You're literally you hit shots to move people into certain spots, get them out of position, and.
Yeah, no question.
All right, so we got an break point. This is a big break point for the Lakeshore.
Like the idea.
Oh, tough ball. Nice pickup. Good cover.
He's there. Oh,
yeah.
He's waiting for a tweener.
Yeah, and that's the break, I think, right there.
I think so, too. We switched there. Yeah.
What do we got here? We got 2-1.
2-1. Lakeshore Sport and Fitness.
Up a break.
Other thing I was going to mention, and then it's easy to sit here and mention it anyway, but there are times where we play teams and they're just really comfortable at the baseline. I mean, they just seem to be, and they just roll and they roll. After a while, it's like, let's give up the net. Let's just see if we can get a little different flow going. Because sometimes you can get, I'm not saying that, maybe you and your partner aren't the greatest at the baseline, but sometimes just making somebody a little more uncomfortable could just change the complexion of a match. And the fact that you're able to do that can make a difference. Because sometimes the more comfortable your opponents get, the tougher it is, depending on the situation. You know what? I just never tire of watching Coach Matt work. It's 2-1. Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, he's out there again. This is the second time he's had to change and adjust the tripod in the center of the court. So, kudos to Matt.
He's always working.
Yeah, either that or he's really obsessive. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, so a lot of strategy over there being talked about between Jeff and Matt. Knowing they're down a break, they do feel the sense of urgency. You can tell.
That's always a good idea, don't you think?
Right. I mean, that's why you have that talk. I mean, maybe too late at 4-3 or 5-4 in the second set, right? Good to have it early. They realize this is a fairly big game.
No question.
I mean, it's funny how paddle, I always say, is paddle, but then sometimes it's tennis. And what I mean by that is, in tennis, you can oftentimes have one break is the difference.
Exactly.
That's it. And you can already tell the flow of this. I think Matt and Jeff feel that way a little bit. Like, hey, wait, this one break, this could be the difference if we don't get back in this, because these guys, we've not been able to break these guys. And this is the type of point. I love what Matt and Jeff are doing here. This is what you have to do. Long points.
Let's pick.
If you got to lob till midnight, you do it. You gotta make them feel something.
Be a great title for a book right there.
Lobbing till midnight.
Yeah, platform tennis book, of course. What would a pick? Sit down. And I'm not rooting for anybody particular. When I say sit down, I just like to see a good rally. I got that the other day.
Yeah.
Sean is a favorite. He has, no, I don't. Well, sometimes I do, I admit it, but only the ones I have money on. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. I don't have money on.
Well, there was a little bit of a freebie, so we're at, what are we at here? This is
15.
15 all?
Because I think that first
The
volley
first long point?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it just he missed that. Well, he's rolling. You figure he's going to push it a little bit.
Right.
He missed that volley by about an inch. Nice pick up there from Jeff.
Here's the thing to look at if there's for anybody watching looking for some tips, look at overhead placement and look at positioning.
Yep.
So the last overhead hit by Adam was juicy to the forehand. However, his position was great to respond to the next shot. He shifted into the middle, was ready for offense.
Such a great point. No, it's not, because there will be classic times where I thought he got robbed there. I thought he was going to pull that off.
Great take by Jeff. If that's over the net, it might win the point.
Exactly. What I was going to say is you're so right. Sometimes even the ill-advised drives because of the position. If you're in position, it's really not that ill-advised. If you're ready for it, you already built a wall. Your partner's ready for it. It's not as ill-advised as even an instructor. I'm just a part-timer. I might even tell you that it is. You're absolutely right. Great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right,
now we're at a must.
3.
Yeah, we're at a must hold, right?
Yep.
I mean.
Shot.
So let's watch positioning and overhead placement. So that overhead, got to be careful. Great help by Matt Anderson at the net.
Exactly.
That's a good overhead. I mean, if you go overhead by overhead, that one's good. That one's good.
Exactly.
You gotta. The other phrase I like to say a lot is reduce offense. You're not ever going to stop at everyone's offense 100%.
Nope.
But you can reduce it, and you can get them to maybe take a take that's
them.
not the perfect take.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
And then when you're good at reducing it, just wait it out.
Matter of fact, I think the air that Matt put under that overhead, while it wasn't the deepest, it did bait him to try to hit that drive, and it's difficult to hit a drive from up there on the backhand side.
Yeah.
Not impossible.
Right. It just had just enough pace and depth.
Exactly. It's good water. Here we go.
So it's interesting from Adam. That's a lob spot, but also a drive spot for him. So he's gonna look for his backhand. Let's see. That's a good overhead. There we go. Just find those backhands.
Coach, what's your idea, just was thinking about this. They're swinging it a fair amount. Is that something that you would advise depending on the situation?
Are you talking about
Swinging it to side. In other words, not
yeah,
picking on one side.
I call that New York to LA, coast to coast. I say there's times for it,
Okay.
and there's times not for it. If you built up one side, one corner enough,
Right.
you can go New York to LA and it can be effective because you've earned the credit.
Got it.
If you are swinging back and forth, one shot, one here, one there, one here, one there, I mean, that's going to be highly stimulating for the backcourt.
Yes.
And all it does for the net team is test your positioning.
I was just going
Literally,
to say,
all
it
you're
makes
doing is
more difficult.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's so I'm, it's hard. I don't like to answer saying yes to both things, but you catch
Great
my drift.
volley. I got you. What hands.
That's
from
great. Yeah.
Matt, that was
Matt,
key.
big
Talk
volley.
about a clutch volley just to win the game there. No, I'm with you because, again, as you said it, it's all about positioning. I just wondered, there are times where swinging it's a good idea. As a matter of fact, if you get up to Series 2 and 1, you'll see it a lot. But that's only because the guys at that don't even get that level, I mean, yourself included, are so used to staying in position, so used to adjusting,
Right.
that it isn't as much of a deal or big of a deal on either side of the net.
Yeah. I mean, the template for most matches is going to be, let's hit every ball to the ad corner.
Right.
We're going to use the middle if we're in trouble to
Yep.
just buy us time until we can start working the corner again.
Yep.
And if we keep getting lobbed deep, well, we'll keep using the middle. Oh, you lob
Exactly.
me deep, I'm going to use the middle. Oh, you lob me short, over and over. Now I'm going to start working that ad corner. And what happens is, I think it's based on two things. It can be based on just the style of the player,
Sure.
but it also can be based on instruction. A player with a lack of instruction that doesn't hear it enough doesn't know that New York to LA isn't going to work.
Yep.
And they just feel like it's
Volley.
something that they're okay with doing.
Totally get it. The other thing is, I guess, the only exception I could think of, and there are always going to be an exception or two,
Sure.
is if you have a lefty-righty combination
Yes.
where every so often
Yes,
you're
that
going to have
changes
to
it.
swing it. Yep.
Absolutely. I always say
That
there's three.
stayed in.
That's
What
a great
catch.
shot. Yeah, nice.
Super hustle. Tell you what, Manning is way quicker. He looks like a quick dude, but tell you what, he just
Yeah,
takes
he's
off.
very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, to your point of when to go there, when is it okay? Sure, a lefty. I would say, how about if they're out of position?
Yep.
How about if you've deemed that player, let's say, for instance, in the deuce, as the weaker player?
Yep.
If he's not as strong,
Yep.
he or she is not as strong as the player in the ad, okay, that would make sense, too,
Sure.
to go there more. But I think otherwise, I make the joke from, time to time that I don't care if it's Roger Federer in the ad corner. I know that side screen is more or less safe.
Yes.
It's going to be more or less safe. As long as I beat him to the side,
Exactly.
I am more or less safe.
No, that's a great point. Sit. Good leave. Thought that was going to stay in.
All right, so we've got, another must hold, 2-4.
Well, they were able to pull it off last time. Let's see if Jeff can steady a few first serves, and that was nice.
Yeah, like this is the flow I would stay with. Jeff's staying to his right. Matt's got the keys to the car. He's so to speak, and he's
Yep.
Now notice there's that spot we talked about. Adam's going to have offense and defense out of that spot.
Right.
The hardest part is you don't know when it's coming. He does a good
No.
job disguising it.
He does. He also has a very compact backswing on that backhand side, which is an advantage and disadvantage. Doesn't necessarily rip the cover off
Right.
of it, but he does hit it hard enough and early enough where it is a problem. We've got to be ready for that.
Yeah. That's a ball right there
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Good hands, though, from Jeff. Give him credit.
Yep.
15 all. Like the chatter. Cool shoes for Matt, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm
look
just
at
going to
that.
say it.
That's right.
I'm a Racket Sports
Yeah.
equipment manager for a territory there. Oh, it's a great
Ooh,
touch.
Yeah, great shot.
Okay. You pretty much give that up. Just say nice shot. 5:30.
Yeah, big point here.
Serve. Nice serve. Oh, it might have been going long.
Yeah, it might have been going long. Good. See, like that New York to LA, that's that volley
Yes.
that Matt took from one corner to the other. That's where I'm a fan of that. If you make it and you're not, it's not like
Good
a
lead.
liability,
Exactly.
and you can really put pressure on the other player. But that was a great dig by Adam. But still, I like that shot by Matt.
That's the other part of paddle, Coach, that's, again,
There's that third time we've seen it.
what they call that, a fact band or whatever. But no, that's the other part of it where,
That shot's got to go middle.
yeah,
Ideally.
and maybe even softer.
Yeah,
But
I agree. Buy time on the recovery.
Sure. But what I was going to say is, half of it is feeling where your partner is peripherally when you're hitting your shot. I think that comes with more experience, because most of the time when you start paddle, and I could say this just because I teach a lot of beginners, it's like they're not really worried about their partner. They don't really know where they are. They're just worried about hitting the shot, maybe getting it in. Then after a while, once you get more comfortable, they can actually start to watch peripherally, see what's going on, what your opponents are doing, where they are, but even more specifically where your partner is.
Right. Exactly. You know, and going back to what I was saying about, you know, the flow of the action, more of these balls need to be going, in my opinion, right there, right where Matt just hit that.
Got it.
Just more, and it's not about Alec. It's about work the ad.
Yep.
It's safe if you get it to the screen. You've got a deuce court player in Adam who can hurt you through that middle.
Yes.
I wouldn't go there just to go there. I would really go there only if you had to go there.
Right.
If you have to go there, there's that shot again.
No way.
Oh.
Did that stay in? That looked awfully
Great
good.
eye.
All right. Anyway, but no, you're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, if you freeze him out a little bit, he'd probably be less likely to set the drive anyway.
Exactly, because then his one look he gets, he's probably just going to lob it because he's not as ready.
Well, you know what? As they say, by hook or by proverbial crook, Jeff was able to hold.
Yeah, big hold by Jeff Ponko.
So good job. They're staying with them pace-wise. And again, anything can happen. They just keep going, because this is what I mean. This is the way the first set went. I mean, they pulled away at the end, maybe just a couple of loose points. And as you know, paddle can do that to you.
Right.
You know, 5 minutes later, the set's over. So I think that's what happened. But right now, they're staying with them. So let's just see if they can keep the momentum going.
I wouldn't mind seeing if they have some opportunities to blitz, put a little pressure on the first volley. I always say generally the order of things that I like to do is blitz first.
Yep.
See what kind of pressure you can put on the first volley, and then adjust from there. So right now, there haven't been as many blitzes, but I think when you don't break serve, I think you've earned the right to blitz now, right? If you're not breaking from just a conventional return of serve or the conventional just lob until you find some offense. There's a drop shot.
Yep.
Hey,
maybe a B minus.
Yeah,
that wasn't
exactly.
even that good.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that's nothing against Jeff not running it down. It just means don't go for too much. I think the drop shot, when I teach that, I always, love when my students embrace it. And they're like, hey, that's a shot I need in my arsenal.
It's so funny that you say that. Go ahead, keep trying.
And they do, and and a lot of them do. And so it's like that ball. That ball's got to go middle. Keep using the two spots. But the drop shot it's funny. Players move great right and left. They generally, when they're in the backcourt, they're good at moving backwards. It's the forward movement to run down a drop shot that I think, it doesn't get tested enough.
No. Tested over and over, by the way.
Right.
Got to do it a bunch of times. It actually could take a little bit out of you.
Right.
That on top of the fact that you have to worry about it.
Right. So we got a love 30 point.
Yep.
What's funny about a love 30 point is this is a point that I focus on more than great shot.
Yeah.
That I focus on a lot because I know if I'm 40 love versus 30-15, doesn't that seem like a world of difference?
Totally.
So the 30 love is, I know all points are big, but I do believe in playing the score a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Good hands on that one.
Yeah.
Show work. Pardon me.
Oh.
So it was 30 all.
Yeah.
I think it's 30 all. Now, I think it is now 30-40 if I'm not mistaken here. I tell you what, he hasn't missed a serve yet.
Oh, 34. That was 40-30.
Oh,
so now
30-40,
deuce.
30. All right,
all right, now we're
30-40.
at deuce.
Well, still, they're in it, so.
Yeah, big point right here. Okay, there was kind of some pressure there by Jeff Ponko.
Yep.
I like it. Maybe server saw that out of the corner eye.
Exactly.
All right, this is right here, the biggest point of this set so far for Matt and Jeff.
Good lob. Oh.
I like it. Actually, I like it. He's off the net.
Exactly.
Obviously, you're just trying to clear the net there.
Yeah.
But I like it.
A little more margin, that's all.
Yep.
point. Great.
Oh, nice rip.
Oh, he got it.
He did get it.
That stayed in.
Nice. That's a big return by Jeff
Look
Ponko.
after watching a bunch of points where he got robbed, he deserved that.
Yeah.
The paddle god smiled on Jeff finally. That was because he because he missed a few that were just like he was on it and just missed a few. So back to deuce.
See, I almost think that on that, you could almost blitz. Like, Jeff's starting to connect on his drive.
Should Matt be blitzing?
I would, yeah, in a perfect scenario, I'd have Matt do the blitzing unless Jeff calls him off and says, no, I want to blitz my own ball.
Gotcha. Just out of curiosity, when you're coaching, do you, because we usually do a drill where the lob would be my blitz and the drive would be my partner's blitz, or the other way around. How do you usually
I
manage
mean,
it
you
that
got,
way?
you can lob blitzing, you're talking about during a point, right?
Exactly,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
versus blitzing off a return or a
Yes,
drive in general.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are, I do think, yeah, somebody actually asked me in a lesson the other day, which I thought was a great question, said, who should run in on a lob blitz? And really, I think there's no wrong answer on this. I mean, again, you just decide on the team, you can talk it over. However, generally, the person doing the lobbing, they know they've hit a great lob,
Exactly.
and they go right
Gauge
away.
it. What a return.
And so
yes.
now, what I say, the advantage though of blitzing your partner's shots, whether it's a lob or a drive,
Right.
is you can get in closer.
Exactly.
Right, that's the advantage. So blitzing is there's a lot of layers to peel back on that topic. I mean, there really is. And it's
No
fun.
question.
It's a fun topic to
Oh,
dissect.
there's no question. As a matter of fact, we have some tennis players at Lakeshore, for instance, where I've been coaching anyway. Not recently, but we just got the first half of the season.
Is this sport and fitness?
No.
Oh,
Lakeshore in Glencoe.
Gotcha, country club.
And but anyway, so the idea is we'd always bring some tennis players in and say, listen, man, you know how you like to poach in doubles? Well, this is kind of a poach. I mean, it's the blitz is kind of a poach. It's the way you kind of look at it. And that's the way we get guys to get a little bit more active about it. Because
Right.
otherwise they get frozen because they just think paddle. There are a lot of similarities. Oh, just missed it away.
Yep.
A lot of similarities between tennis and paddle, yes. But there are less than most people think that don't really know the game.
Right.
And so some of the time where you can actually have some more familiar territory with some of the tennis players that are trying to get better at it. That's where I probably get into, at least I did, with some of the series teams that we were coaching, that I basically said, listen, if you like to poach, you're
Right.
going to like this blitz drill, okay?
Right, exactly. I mean, that's where you can, it's kind of like you said, satisfy maybe the tennis player a little bit, maybe
Yep.
on the blitz. I mean,
Yep.
other than that, you got to play paddle.
Right.
And it's, poaching's not bad. Poaching's kind of also, I mean, it's not something you look for, but I mean, when you poach and then that New York to LA volley we talked about,
Yep.
that can win you some points.
No question.
Problem is, if they start digging out every volley that you go to poach on,
Yes.
that there's so many things that become no value.
Yes.
And you're like, why am I going high risk for
would you
low
bother?
reward?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
this makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. Other thing I try to get across is when you are going to blitz, you don't have to rip the volley. You don't have to kill the
Yep,
volley.
yep.
Just put your paddle on it and see how it works out, because it's really supposed to be a surprise maneuver.
Right.
It
And
doesn't-
chances are, on that volley, you've gained an advantage. So why overhit it?
Exactly.
Make them hit at least one more ball.
Yeah.
I think a lot of players feel like the blitz is the return, or let's say the lob, and then one more shot and that's it. It should
Exactly.
end on that one, and it's like, well, it doesn't have to.
No, so you're lucky if it does, to me.
Yeah, if you get the net out of it, that's not a bad deal.
No question. Oh, great lob. Got to give him credit there. Caught Matt out of position a little bit there.
Yeah, it's interesting that Matt and Jeff have been caught in a couple switches at the net. So what that generally means is the opponent is lobbing, doing a great job with their lobs.
Yes. Well, maybe more to your point. Uh-oh, that's it right there.
right.
Unreal. We've got, sorry about that. Man, I got to get the music volume down early in the season here. Well, anyway, an entertaining match nonetheless here at Sunset Ridge. The Shield
That's right, the
comes
Shield.
up a little short,
Yes.
at least where this match is concerned.
Yes,
That's
just on this court.
That's the
It's,
idea.
but
Pete, thanks for joining us, though, man. Anyway,
but yeah, no,
off-
I mean, Matt and Jeff played a great match. I think they just ran into two guys that made them hit a lot of balls. And the, it ended up almost being, paddle's funny because you could say it's more about the return, or is it more about the holds of serve? And I think, the biggest thing I hear sometimes when players come off the court is, my drive wasn't working or my screens weren't there, and it's interesting when you listen closely. They're always focused on the return. Excuse me, the return game.
Right.
However, this was a good example where I think there was a double break in the first.
Yep.
And the second actually ended up being a double break also, because there was one early and then one to finish the match. So as a coach, I know I prefer, and you can tell me how you feel. Let's start with winning our serve first.
Yes.
Let's start with that. You know why? Because if you make your serve and you can make a first volley, you're already, let's throw out some numbers, 70-30 to win.
Exactly.
In the backcourt, even if you put the return in and you had a great shot, there's no guarantee that one return is going to win the point.
Not at all.
And it's hard to rack those up quickly. So I always say it's a luxury and it's a nice benefit when you break, but let's focus on the holds first, and generally you will fall into some breaks.
No
you
question.
Will. I mean,
you know what? That's such great. As a matter of fact, that's probably better than the way I put it. So maybe my students probably should be over here. It sounds like. But anyway, no. What I was going to say is that the two things I always ask some of the ladies that come off the court. Okay, well, she's got a great forehand. Okay, great. Let's talk about their strokes. But what were they doing?
Exactly.
And then what were you doing? Let's talk strategy first. Don't come off and say, well, my backhand was off. What weren't you doing, and what were you trying to do that wasn't working? Because sometimes it's really your game plan. Because not everything's going to work every time anyway. Sometimes your backhand, if it was your best shot, it's not working that day. So the idea is you got to make a few changes. But what was your game plan going in against this team?
Yeah.
And sometimes I just think that should override maybe a stroke ideology or something like that. I always just try to say, look at strategy first.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. And I think, just to add to that, I think, KYP, know your personnel.
Oh, yeah.
You get 4 games to know your personnel if you've never met them before. After 4 games, you're going to make your adjustment for the next 4 games. If by those 8 games you haven't figured out exactly how you want to play this team, then that's a problem.
Yep.
And so it's, but there's scenarios where, we play matches where we've seen people before.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's an advantage. I know how to play that person or not. But you're right. There's got to be what did you do differently? Okay, she has a great drive. What did you do to adjust to it? Did we try Aussie? Did we stay back? Did we panel?
Game plan.
But I agree. There's a lot of things you can do to offset those.
No question about it. By the way, are you still putting video? I got to tell you something. So we were looking on YouTube at one point, Matt and me, and we must have come through like 5 of your videos, 5 of your instructional videos, which were all awesome, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Did a great job with that. Yeah, so it was just like, wow, that's way better. I said it before. That's way better than the way we put it. So we'll just have the people that we're teaching take a look at this video or whatever.
No, thank you for saying that. Yeah, I haven't done too many videos lately. Gosh, I can't remember the last one.
Not even necessarily have to all the time, because sometimes certain concepts we're going to ride the test of
exactly,
time anyway.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? How many times are you going to say the same thing,
Right, exactly.
It wouldn't make any difference. But no, hey, man, thanks again for sitting in.
You're welcome.
It's awesome. Always a pleasure.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it.
All right, take care.
All right, hey, for those of you who tuned in, for Matt McClure, for Cal Noble, for Peter Burka here at Sunset Ridge Country Club, thank you so much for tuning in. We've got, let's see, I don't think we're done, aren't we? That's it. So for Wintrust, for Viking, for Illinois Bone and Joint also, I'd like to thank our sponsor. We just want to thank you for tuning in and hope to see you next time on the CPTC live stream.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
Illinois Bone and Joint Institute is the best choice for orthopedic care. Our walk-in ortho access clinics provide treatment by orthopedic specialists without a trip to the ER. With evening and weekend hours, we provide your family with excellent care when it matters most. Visit ibji.com to find an ortho access immediate care clinic near you.